I'm Adriana Steverson. I am the GM here at Status Nightclub. But I kind of don't like just the term GM because I feel like it doesn't incorporate every part that goes with it for some people. For me, it's not just about managing, it's also about being that the glue that keeps everything together for the staff, for the guests. You know, you have to be able to really read the guests to see what they need and what they want, because every venue is different, every place you work is different. And same thing with the staff, to make sure that they're comfortable and they're giving everything that they need, so that way they can be the person that you need them to be as well. It's very important for me whenever I'm working with any venue to handpick the staff. I'm not really a big fan of casting calls or things like that, just because I've been in the industry for 20 years, so luckily my network is very large, and I feel like each place has its own identity and needs certain people to fit in those pockets to deliver that experience to the guests as well. So one great thing about Washington, when I first moved here, it was, you know, very poppin'. It was a popping street where you can come party because of like the setup where you can literally park your car in one spot and then just walk up and down the street and go to multiple different bars or bar hop or clubs or restaurants and just have a good time. It kind of went through the motions, which I feel like happens everywhere in this industry, where it slowed down a little bit, and then now you see the trajectory going back up, where it's getting back busy, and it's very diverse now, as far as you have like a fine dining restaurant, and you have a nightclub, and you have a fun place, and you have, you know, and you have taco trucks, you have whatever you want. You can come on the street, park in one spot, and just come down and party and have a good time. And I think it's important to realize in Houston, it's rare sometimes to get places where you could just have that street of just fun, instead of like trying to drive or Uber different places, and then next thing you know, you're spending all this money on Uber or drive time. Instead, you could literally spend the whole day here and just have a good time. So since I first moved to Houston many years ago, you constantly see things changing and innovating and just constantly, you know, being different in this industry, especially here in Houston. And with us being like one of the most diverse cities literally in the nation, we get a lot of new people, especially after COVID. A lot of people were misplaced, and a lot of them found a home here in Houston. And the funny thing is, a lot of the Houston people moved to the outskirts. So now we have a lot of people from out of town. Even the current group that I'm working with, they're from out of town. They're from Chicago, and they came here because they saw the opportunity and the business opportunity and the money-making opportunity here in the nightlife. I feel like that's one thing that you get here in Houston, and that's important for all of us, and especially for me, to give that Houston culture, no matter what the venue is, whether it's that Southern hospitality or, you know, like the good food or just a good time overall, regardless of what the venue may offer music-wise or venue-wise, you still get that home feeling and you feel welcome and you have a good time. When you're building the staff, making sure that they're trained on, like I said, back to the big thing of hospitality. People hear it, but they don't necessarily know what it means or what it entails. And sometimes it's not just giving good service or just giving a smile. Sometimes it's, like I said, building that relationship. And one beautiful thing that I feel like people don't realize, everyone goes out, everyone eats, everyone at some point has been to a nightclub in their life or a bar in their life or something like that. And keeping that in mind, you never know who you may meet, who you may run into, what, you know, connection you may have that can help you down the line, or whatever the case may be, or just a good old-fashioned friend sometimes. So it's very important, and something that I really drilling the staff too, is just to make sure that you're being open and being receptive, and just welcoming the people, so that way, not only for yourself and what you can gain from that person, but also for something in the future, you know? And one thing that also is very important, I mean, you have to be like innovative in this day and time. And so with social media and everything taking off like it does, I have like some employees who love doing like different TikTok dances and different trends and things like that. But even if you don't want to take it that far, making sure that you do open yourself up to let people know where you are, and so you can get supporters and get different things. I know I've built that lane for myself, and it's so many times where I'm at work and somebody will be like, hey, I came from California and I saw you online and I wanted to come and support where you're working now, or just come meet you and come talk about whatever the case may be. So it's like, you never know what eyes may be out there, or who, like I said, what connections you may make, or what may be going on. But it's just important to always put your best foot forward, put yourself forward, put your personality forward, you know, different attributes. Everyone brings something different to the table, and just letting that light shine. And I think that's something that's just very important for everyone. So I'm indifferent sometimes because I understand privacy. I get it. But whenever you're in this industry, it's very important to realize that social media presence and just that overall marketing of yourself is so important, and it's a team effort for everyone in the building to help keep people in here. Because I've seen it where, you may have promoters, you may have owners, you may have managers that can bring people in, but you need everyone to do it together so that way we can curate a certain type of vibe and experience that will have people coming back for more, and to where we meet more people, make more money, and it just is a whole domino effect down the line for everyone. But sometimes it can be, I don't want to say problematic, because I've had some great people, but it's also some great people that I had to let go because they didn't want to promote or help bring the team money, because at the end of the day, it's also money going in their pocket too. I would say the scariest part for me, going from bartender to like a leader position or like a management position, is more so, I would say, not just being in charge of myself. Like, I can count on me because I know me, and I know I'm gonna come in and make sure things are a certain way, and I know the type of service that I'll give. I know what I can expect for myself. But trying to translate that to other people and getting them to understand the importance of different things like that, that was more so the I guess the fear associated with it. But luckily, like, I was able to translate that and get them to understand. And also, I would say for me, the biggest learning experience too is realizing everybody has different strengths. And just because I may be bubbly, happy, the next bartender may not be that, but they're really good at craft cocktails, and they can be really fast and be speed, and that's their thing. They may be the well bartender, if you know what that means. Or you may have, the waitress who may not know anything about drinks, but she can book sections and she can do bottle service and she can do that, and that's her space. Or you may have somebody who's like really good, they got OCD and they're super clean and they're on top of it, and they're gonna be early and on time and clean up everything. Just understanding that there's everything takes a whole team to make everything work. You can't just have a staff of all the same people, and realizing what spaces to put people in to where they can strive and be their best, not just for themselves, but also for you.
That's good.
One thing that I feel like the bartenders don't truly fully understand when it comes to regulars or friends or whatever, those little shots here and there that you may slide over add up after a little bit. And so now that I'm in like the back of the house too, and I get to see the numbers and I get to see the difference, it makes a big difference. So, and it's even something that I've struggled with too, in a sense of, it's like, oh, my friends are coming, or my regular, they're gonna come spend X amount of dollars. So I can give them a couple of shots, but a couple of shots adds up when you're doing it, or if every bartender is doing it over, next thing you know, the whole bar tab is, and then here we are wondering why comps and voids and things are off. So it's little things that I get why they do it, because they want, the regulars to feel special and give a certain experience and want them to come back. Like, oh, that's my friend, it's just 2 shots. But if everybody gets 2 shots every time their friends come in, next thing you know, we're talking bottles, and then here you are. Over time, after you've been in the industry for so long, you may start off with just 1 or 2 regulars, but after you've been in it for long enough, you end up knowing too many people. So then 1 shot, 2 shot to like all your friends or all your regulars turns into a lot of shots that go out, or it's an expectation too that can become aggravating even for the bartender, because I've had that happen to me before, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's your birthday, here you go, or it's Christmas, here you go, and then next thing you know, they expect it every time they see you, and it's like, bro, no, this is not a free-for-all, this is not what we're doing. So it's like a line that we have. So that's why what we also try to implement, we have like comp tabs for each bartender and waitress, so that way, hey, you got to be selective at least, because we understand that it works, and some things are gonna happen, and it's somebody's birthday and you want them to feel special or whatever the case may be, we get it. But once you reach that limit in that tab, hey, it's free game now, so we gotta get back to work. I try to keep an open and honest relationship with any of my employees, to where they can feel comfortable coming to me with any issues, but also if I have a problem, I'll sit them down and talk to them like a normal person, and like, hey, this is what's up and this is what I need you to do, and if you don't, then this is where we're at. But very cut and dry, because at the end of the day, we're all adults, And I'm big on that and treating you as such. So that way you don't have to worry about me micromanaging you or doing anything like that if you're going to handle your business. But if it comes to a point where I have to, then maybe that's a conversation that we need to have to figure out what the problem really is. But I also feel like it's about creating the environment and the consistency for everyone to be creative and be themselves and know what to expect. I think if you keep it a certain pace, then everyone knows what to expect. Whereas sometimes if you switch it up a little bit too much, then people don't know what to, like if I know I want an R&B night, and so I say, my friends are in town, I'm like, let's go have an R&B night. And then we get there and it is disco, it's not gonna work. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, or if you do decide to switch it up, make sure that like maybe your social media and stuff also reflects that so people can know what to expect. Or if I'm from California and I fly in town and I know that I'll expect this type of venue from what I see from the marketing or what I see from other people or hear from other people, and then I get there and it's something different, I think that's something that kind of messes it up. Like for any places, even if you're talking restaurants, if you're talking nightclubs, if you're talking food trucks, anything, it's people want to know what to expect before they go, so that way they know what they're getting and what they're spending their money for and what they're entitled to. Okay, I feel like success for me in the next couple of years would be me still constantly growing, because I feel like I'm constantly on a journey of growing in business and in life, but also using all of my knowledge to put to use to help other people, whether if it's in this industry, you know, training staff members with all my knowledge that I have, or helping businesses grow and open up other businesses, or just taking everything that I have learned, constantly being open to continue to learn, and then implementing that into different things to help other people grow as well.